Chapter 8, The Stockade. Dr. Livesey continues the story. I am Dr. Livesey. I am writing this part of the story. I am writing about what happened when Jim Hawkins went to the island on his own. 13 men went ashore in 2 boats. I stayed on the Hispaniola with Captain Smollett and Squire Trelawney. I saw the boats reach the shore. I saw Jim Hawkins run into the trees on the island. I was surprised. He had not told us where he was going. The captain and I looked at the treasure map again. The map showed a small wooden stockade on the island. I told Captain Smollett and Squire Trelawney that I had a plan. Let us take guns and food to the stockade, I said. We will be safer on the island than on the ship. Also, there is water to drink in the stockade. Yes, let us go to the island, said Squire Trelawney. Long John Silver's on the island with 12 men. There are 6 of his men on the ship. If we wait, they will all attack us here. We will be safer in the stockade on the island. We began to load food, muskets, and pistols into a small boat. The ship had 3 boats. Silver and his men had taken 2 of them. We used the 3rd one. There were 6 of us, Squire Trelawney, his 3 servants, Captain Smollett, and me. Silver's men stayed on board the Hispaniola. The 6 men watched us as we got ready to leave. Captain Smollett and I each had 2 pistols. Silver's men moved towards us. Stay back, I said. I pointed my pistols at them. Keep away. The 6 men watched us as we loaded the small boat. They did not know what to do. They did not come near us. They watched. When the boat was full, Captain Smollett told us to get in. Squire Trelawney got in the boat. Then his 3 servants followed him, and so did I. Captain Smollett spoke to Silver's men left on the ship. We are leaving the Hispaniola, he said. Do any of you want to join us? After a moment, one of the 6 men moved forward. To join you, he said. I'm not a pirate. The pirate next to him had a knife. There was a short fight, but the man got into our boat. He had a deep cut on his cheek and blood ran down his face. We pushed the small boat away from the Hispaniola. Now there were 7 of us in that small boat. We also carried food and guns. There was too much in the boat. We rowed the boat slowly towards the shore. They're going to fire the cannon at us, Captain Smollett shouted. I looked back at the ship. The men on the Hispaniola were aiming the cannon at us. Give me a musket, said Squire Trelawney. I'll shoot one of them. Squire Trelawney stood up in the boat. He aimed the long musket at the men on the ship. He fired. One of the men on the ship cried out and fell down, but the others aimed the cannon at us. When the cannon fired, we all tried to lie down in the boat. The shot from the cannon missed us, but our small boat moved dangerously from side to side. Water came over the side of the boat. The little boat was so heavy that it sank. Save the guns, save the gunpowder, shouted Captain Smollett. Save as much as you can. The water was not deep and we were near the shore. So we walked to the island. We carried the guns and the barrels of gunpowder high above our heads to keep them dry. Most of our food was lost, but we saved the guns. Go to the stockade, shouted the captain. Go to the stockade. Quickly. The wooden stockade was not far from the shore. It had a low wall around it. The wall was made from the trunks of trees. In the center of the stockade there was a wooden cabin. We had almost reached the gate of the stockade when 7 men ran out of the jungle. They were Silver's men, pirates. They had guns and cutlasses. Squire Trelawney fired a pistol at the men. One of them fell. The others ran back into the jungle and fired their guns at us. One of Squire Trelawney's men was hit in the chest and fell down. We pulled him into the stockade and closed the gate. I looked at the man. He was dead. The pirates on the ship fired the cannon at the stockade. They missed, but they made a lot of noise. Captain Smollett had brought the ship's log. He wrote down what had happened. Today 1, Alexander Smollett, captain of the Hispaniola. David Livesey, ship's doctor. John Trelawney, owner. His 3 servants and 1 sailor came ashore on Treasure Island. We are in the stockade on the island. Pirates are all around us. 1 servant has been shot dead. The cabin boy, Jim Hawkins, is somewhere on the island. Pirates have our ship. Suddenly I heard a shout outside. I looked out of the cabin and saw Jim Hawkins climbing over the wall of the stage. 1. Who tells this part of the story? Dr. Livesey tells this part of the story. 2. How many men go with Captain Smollett, Squire Trelawney, and Dr. Livesey to the island? 4 men went with Captain Smollett, Squire Trelawney, and Dr. Livesey to the island. The men were Squire Trelawney's 3 servants and a sailor. One of the pirates decides to join them. 3. Why does their boat sink? When the pirates fired a cannon at them, the boat moved dangerously from side to side, and the boat was so heavy that it sank. 4. What happens when they get to the stockade? They were attacked by 7 of Silver's men, who shot one of Squire Trelawney's men. Also, the pirates on the ship fired the cannon at the stockade, but they missed.